In this video lecture, I will explain you AC tachometer generator. Due to the disadvantages of DC tacho generator, there is a evolution of AC tachometer generator. What were the disadvantages of DC generator? The commutator and brushes require the periodic maintenance. Means maintenance is heavily required in commutator and brushes of DC tacho generator. And the second disadvantage was the output resistance of the DC tachometer should be kept high as compared to the input resistance. If the large current is induced in the armature conductor, see, I am highlighting this one. If the large current is induced in the armature conductor, the constant field of the permanent magnet will be distorted. So this is the biggest disadvantage of DC tacho generator, in which if the large current is induced in the armature current, then the permanent magnet constant field will be distorted. So avoid these problems, we will study AC tachometer generator. Now, as the name indicates, AC generator, it means that in this there is a concept of AC voltage generation. Now, what are the construction? Here I am showing you. This AC tacho generator consists of permanent magnet, second coil which is in stator, and third is rectifier bridge, and fourth is moving coil permanent magnet moving coil voltmeter. Okay, but what is the difference between the DC tacho generator and AC tacho generator? In DC tacho generator, permanent magnet was fixed at one position, but here just opposite to it, here the permanent magnet will be rotating and coil which is in the stator, that will be stationary. This is just opposite case as it was in DC tachometer generator. Now the AC tachometer generator is a small brushless alternator. There is no brush, means no requirement of maintenance, just like it was in DC tacho generator. So it is a small brushless alternator with a rotating, I am highlighting, rotating multi-pole permanent magnet. Many times it is 4-pole permanent magnet, and the output voltage is again measured by a voltmeter. Since it is a permanent magnet moving coil voltmeter, that's why we need a rectifier bridge and filter circuit to to convert the received AC voltage into DC voltage. So now let us watch the working principle. Let us move. Here, this is the schematic diagram, in which this is the shaft of which the speed has to be measured, and the permanent magnet AC generator, this complete structure is of AC generation. This is for AC generation, this is structure. Okay, and after converting the speed into AC voltage, this AC voltage is taken out to the bridge circuitry, bridge rectifier, which will rectify. Rectification means converting bidirectional voltage into unidirectional voltage, and after converting unidirectional, there is a filter. See, capacitor is working as a smoothing circuit like a filter. So this will this will ground the high frequency signals and only pass the DC voltage to the voltmeter, which will be calibrated, which is actually calibrated in terms of the speed of the shaft. The another view that I am showing you here, in this view, just a pictorial view you will be able to watch. This is the drive coupling to the shaft. This means the shaft to be coupled here. So that shaft speed will be coupled to this drive and transferred to this tachometer generator. Now here you will be able to watch this. This is the cut view of stator coil. Here you will be able to watch there are many windings. Okay, so here in this diagram, this is one primary winding, this is one secondary winding. Two sets of coils you are able to watch. From first windings you are able to watch that the terminals are A and B, and for the second the terminals are B and C, because one terminal is common. And here in the internal part, here inside this one, there is a permanent magnet which is actually rotating with this shaft. This is the shaft which will rotate. So with this shaft, this permanent magnet is inside to this one that will rotate. Okay, so let us watch it theoretically. Let us watch it theoretically. Now the working is, in AC tacho generator, the armature is provided with an AC winding. Just now I have shown you the armature is actually stator here, and in the stator there are AC windings, either single phase or three phase windings. For heavy application, for high speed, we can use three phase windings. When the rotor is stationary and primary winding excited by an AC input voltage, the induced voltage in the secondary is 0, because in the diagram we just have watched this. In the diagram there are two windings, but constructionally these two windings are at 90 degree apart. Okay, so since they are at 90 degree, so in the formula the cos 90 degree is equal to 0. So if there is AC input voltage which is exciting the primary winding, and the rotor is stationary, then the induced voltage in the secondary is 0 due to this 90 degree phase angle of these two windings. Okay, now as the rotor rotates, the voltage is induced in the secondary winding. As the rotor will start rotating, this 90 degree will change to any other angle, and there will be a corresponding voltage drop in the secondary winding whose magnitude is proportional to the rotor speed. And what is the EMF induced in the quadrature coil? Why it is written as quadrature coil? Because the two coils are at 90 degree angle when they are standstill position, and if there are rotation, then the angle will change, and that rotation will generate the EMF induced in the coil, and that will be equal to Vt is equal to Kt into phi t. Actually Kt is a constant, and T indicates that there is a time function, because the flux is varying according to the speed of the shaft, and as the time passes on, the flux is also changing its nature, because it is in alternating nature. And we know that the alternating values are taken as a function of time. So here the voltage will be also of AC nature. So the formula becomes the final formula. We are not taking the detailed formula. The final formula is the voltage induced, EMF voltage, AC induced voltage is equal to Kt into phi t, and since the magnet is rotating, so flux is varying as per the variation of the shaft, and this will give the AC voltage. Now what are the advantages and disadvantages of this AC tachometer generator? The advantages are ripples are reduced as compared to DC tachometer. In DC tachometer, it will not produce the constant DC. There are ripples, but the ripples can be reduced in AC tachometer generator, and since there is no brush So there is no problem of brush friction and brush bounce. And the disadvantages is the it measures the speed only in one direction. More circuitry of rectification and filter is required, and it is difficult to maintain. Now here one more cut view I have shown here, and the differences are there.